Hello everybody, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to show you guys what I vibe coded with Loveable. As we all know right now, the hype on YouTube and online is AI can build so many things for us, so many apps for us. So I decided to give it a try with an idea that I had. So I'll show you guys the idea, I'll talk about it more in detail and what I did, and hopefully you guys can do something similar if you guys are interested. So the idea that I came up with was Trip Share. Essentially what it does, it's an all-in-one app for planning group trips. So instead of having multiple apps, you can just use Trip Share and it'll have all your itineraries there. So you guys can collaborate on activities, know what's going on for the trip. There's a group chat feature. There's a photo sharing feature. So instead of asking all of your friends to send you guys the pictures and videos, in WhatsApp, everybody can just upload it into this app and you guys can download it from there, which is pretty cool. Expense splitting, this is another cool feature, which is tracking the expense and splitting it. So let's say you pay for a hotel, for the trip and you want to split it with your friends. It'll calculate and show you guys who owes what to who. And I think these two features are pretty cool and I'll show you guys how it works. So before I do that, as you guys know, Lovable uses a credit-based system. So every prompt you enter uses up credits. I believe it took me about 100 credits or so to build this website. And one cool thing is you can connect your domain directly onto Lovable. So here I have tripshare.app, which I'll talk about in a bit, how I got the domain. But essentially, if you buy a domain, you can connect it here in Lovable and it'll go when somebody goes on your website, it'll just work and Lovable is hosting everything. Another cool feature about Lovable is you can see the analytics of your website. So for example, here, it's showing me in the last 7 days, I've had 44 visitors and it shows me what source or where do they come from. So I've had 33 direct visitors, some from Google, some from t.co and Hrefs, which is pretty funny. So anyways, and then these are the countries where they came from. So that's a pretty cool feature as well. Another cool feature is the cloud. You see the cloud button here? So this kind of does the back end of your website. So you can see how many people signed up. And a lot of these are from me, but I think I only have 11 or so sign up. So that means 4 people signed up. And the reason why I have 11 is because I kept creating accounts and forgetting the password. So I kept making new accounts to use all the features I was testing. And here you can see, the activities and whatnot. So everything has like a bucket here, which is pretty cool. And then, so essentially what I did is I bought the domain on Pork Bun. So I initially saw the domain tripshare.app available on GoDaddy and they wanted $34. And then I found it on Pork Bun for $6. And I was scrolling through Reddit, I was reading about GoDaddy and people were saying, bad things about the customer service. So I decided to try Pork Bun because Pork Bun had the opposite. Everyone was saying great things about it. So I was like, okay, $6 versus $36. That's how much I paid. I paid $6 on Pork Bun, so much cheaper than $36. So anyways, I'll show you guys how the website works. So essentially when you go onto tripshare.app, the website loads. It's exactly what we saw in Lovable. It shows you the same, how it looks like here. But essentially I created an interactive demo section here because I ran Facebook ads as well to see how many people I can get to join on the wait list. So a lot of people online say, create a landing page, get some emails, see if you have any interest. So I tried that and it's a lot harder than it sounds, right? So I paid about $80 in Facebook ads and I got about 6 or 7 email signups. So not the greatest, but at least I learned how to do Facebook ads and whatnot. So I'm sure if I had a bigger budget, more time, I would have gotten more. But I just wanted to try and see if people were interested and if they would actually use this. So I'll show you guys high level how it works. So here we have a demo adventure, a demo trip. So this is the Paris adventure here. And here it says 4. This is how many people are invited to the trip, right? So when you create a trip, you get a code that you send to your friends and your friends in the website, they enter the code and it automatically join that trip, which is pretty cool. And then here you have, your activities for the trip. You got, I don't know why Lovable put arrive at the airport, but it's there. You got the Eiffel Tower visit. And once you complete these activities, you can mark them as completed. So that way you can see, what's pending, what's completed, and it organizes it by date. So that's pretty cool. And then the other feature is the media feature. So this is where people upload the videos and pictures of the trip. Everything that they took can just be directly uploaded here, and everybody can just go here and download them. So I also prompted Lovable to do it in a way that you're not downloading duplicates. So for example, here it's showing 6. That means these 6 haven't been downloaded. So once a user downloads them, this will be 0. And let's say your friend uploads 2 other pictures, this will change to 2. And then when you click download all, it'll only download the 2 that you haven't downloaded yet. So that prevents you from downloading, the same pictures. There's also a private tab over here. This is just personal pictures that are not seen by your, friends on the trip. I just put it there. And then the expenses. So this is where you can add the expenses of the trip, upload receipts, make changes, and you can also settle with your friends. So let's say you paid a hotel for 4 nights, 1,200 euros. You can split it equally with your friends, 300, 300, 300. And once somebody pays you, you can mark it as paid. So that way it'll settle that. And then if they haven't, if you want to remind them, hey, you owe me money, you can click send reminder and it'll automatically send your friends a reminder to pay up, right? And then I was thinking, I'm like, well, what if this list gets really big? So what if you have 30 items on here? Instead of going through each tab one by one and looking at, all the items, you can just press settle, and this shows the total balance for everyone. So who owes what to who, right? So in this case, Mike owes you 400, Emma owes you this, and Sarah owes you this. So it's a pretty cool feature instead of going through everything one by one. And there's also a breakdown by category and whatnot. So that's a pretty cool feature. And obviously the UI, the design could be better, right? It's just something that I whipped up together, for you guys to show you guys how it works. And then there's also a chat feature here. So here, friends can chat with each other within the app. And then you also have a personal notes section. So this is where you can just write, notes about the trips. For example, don't forget passport, bring a warm jacket, some must-try restaurants. And then these are personal, so your friends can't see that. So I just created the demo version over here so people who came from the landing page can see it instead of trying to figure out what it does. But yeah, let me know what you guys think quickly from what I showed you. Like, is this a cool app? Like right now it's just a web app, but do you think it would be cool if it was like a iOS or Android app? Right, so people can download it, because this is something that would be mostly used on a cell phone, right? Like nobody would go online onto the website and do it. Nobody would use it. So I haven't decided to pursue this idea, to make it into an app. But let me know what you guys think. Is this something you guys would use, or is this just not a good thing to pursue? But quickly, one of the frustrating things with Lovable is the prompting and the credit usage. So for example, when I was debugging it, I would find, let's say I would make a list of all the mistakes, and I would prompt all those mistakes at once into Lovable. So I was like, okay, instead of prompting it one by one, let's say I found 5 mistakes, I would write all 5 mistakes here in the prompt and ask Lovable to fix it. But then Lovable would only fix 1 or 2 of them, and then the other 3 haven't been fixed. And you'd have to prompt Lovable again, hey, fix this feature, fix that feature, and your credits will start draining. And then eventually Lovable will ask you to, buy more credits, and they're not cheap, right? If you go here, for example, there we go. If you want, let's say 400 credits per month, you got to pay $100 per month, right? Right now I'm on the light plan, so it's $5 per month, and it keeps my domain at least, right? My custom domain. So I'm keeping that. And yeah, it's it's pretty pricey stuff. It adds up quick, right? So that's one of the frustrating things I found about AI, and AI does make a lot of mistakes. Like, I think simple websites it can easily build, but once you start having a lot of logic, it gets more and more, it makes more and more mistakes, right? So that was a frustrating thing. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys want me to go into detail and anything else, please let me know in the comments. I'm gonna keep building stuff. I'm gonna keep, recording and showing you guys what I'm building, and I want to create something and see if we can actually monetize it, something, if something takes off. And I want to document that journey here on YouTube and post it for you guys. If you guys, want to follow along, get ideas and be inspired, please follow, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.